Good morning, Unity Bay Area, Houston. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. We have our daily word. If you'll go ahead and I'll read this to you and then we'll say it all together. With God, I live a life of balance. Say it with me.
With God, I live a life of balance.
Yes, indeed. So thank you for joining us today. Please feel free to share us on your social media of choice, and the love that you receive, please help us keep it flowing. And now we're going to begin this amazing service with My Soul is Welcome Here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
That wasn't too bad for like just a handful of people in here. We sounded great. That is energy, folks. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It goes through the lines and everything. Whew. Let me take a deep breath. Somebody said, Ronnie, my voice gets all shaky and everything, and so, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Ronnie Kennedy, and I am so glad to be with you here today, even if it's in these different kinds of circumstances that we're dealing with. We're so happy that Reverend Shirley Knight is with us here today. And but before we hear from her in prayer, let us begin our service together as we affirm our statement of truth. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God, the good omnipotence. Prayer is the basis on which unity was founded. If you have a prayer request, please email Ellen Rogers. I thought there was a phone number, but it's an email, Ellen Rogers at ellenrog@gmail.com. So now, please join us in prayer with Reverend Shirley. Thank you.
As we open this service, we open the space, open our hearts and minds to receive, to be present, to know the truth of who we are. So we bless this space, this service, this music, all the people who have contributed their time, their talents, their service to bring this to you today, so that no matter where you are, no matter where you are listening, where you are sitting or walking or spending your time, we can reach you, we can connect with you, we can be in this experience together. And so we affirm the oneness of ourselves, the oneness of our lives, the oneness of this universe, the oneness of this experience, that we are present to be who we came to be, to fulfill our lives, our responsibilities, and our destinies, knowing that we are always loved, helped, nurtured, and supported. And we extend our love out to every part of the world that needs light, that is searching, so that everyone knows they are not alone. We're in this together. We are love, and we are light. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. This week's announcements and all links to participate can be found in your Sunday e-bulletin, which was sent this morning at 7 a.m. Access to our updated newsletters and bulletins are easily found on our new website, www.unitybayareahouston.org, and you click on the orange update button at the top of the page. You may also call 281-554-2450 and leave a message requesting event details. So due to new cases of COVID within our congregation, we are closing our sanctuary and offering live stream viewing only. In light of our current challenge, we have additional changes to our previously announced and publicized events. Unity Men's Group and Unity Women's Ministry Potluck is postponed until October the 5th, and we thank you for helping us to stop the spread in our community. Also, our World Day of Prayer in-person activities are canceled this year, but you will receive an email tomorrow morning with the very wonderful, fabulous healing events that are offered online by Unity Village. As part of a Girl Scout Silver Award project, Story Blanton will be speaking to us next Sunday about the organization Three Little Pitties Rescue and your opportunity to donate to their fur baby shower. A list of requested pet supply donations is in your bulletin and printed for those with us today. Well, there's not many of us with us today. Join Neighbors Helping Neighbors for a community service event benefiting the Coalition to Combat Human Trafficking. At this event, they will be attaching CCHT, that's the coalition, information labels to Dasani water bottles, for which the coalition will then hand out in areas of suspected human trafficking victims, giving them a number to call and seek help. You are invited to attend or support this family-friendly event by purchasing cases of water and bringing them to the event. The bottles must be Dasani brand. It's a 0.5 milliliter size only, so please, so that the labels will fit properly. So for more information on this, to support this effort, please contact Ellen Rogers by September the 10th. Our plans in October are still rolling forward. Well, it says, please sign up to participate in our I'm sorry, I was ahead of myself. I was looking at somebody down in the audience and thinking of her. That's next. Sarah, be ready. So we still have plans to participate in our Unity Bay Area Houston team in the walk to end Alzheimer's, and it's on October the 9th. So you'll put that on your calendars. Now here's a fun fact. There's only 7 weeks to the garage sale. So the donation off, when you drop your donations off is October 17th. That's a Sunday, so it's going to be at 1 p.m. after services. Now, Sarah, I don't know if you want to say something about this volunteer pre-sale night. They still have it written on there. No? Well, I'm in charge of recruiting, so you may be getting a call from me, people out there. But we really need you to participate. We'll be contacting you. Email Ellen again. Since we don't have we hope to have sign-up sheets here, but we don't have them. So get online, call me, text me, Sarah, Mary Helen. We're kind of all in charge. So, to help us in any little tiny way, because it's kind of like all of us together, it makes a big difference. And we have a goal of like thousands of dollars. We do. We have a vision of that, way over what we used to ever do, okay? So help us with that vision for the ministry here at Unity. So please join me now for our vision, mission, values, and affirmation. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are and all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. We are living relevant spirituality now.
Please stand and join us for our next selection. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's all sing.
How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where can I share today, sweet Spirit? Where can I share today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
Very nice.
Your presence here today is very precious to us all. Thank you for joining us this morning, mostly online. We know there could be somebody joining us for the first time. We thank you for checking Unity Bay Area Houston out. If you would like more information about our community and Unity teachings, you may connect with us through Messenger on our Facebook page, Unity Bay Area Houston. If you are looking for a spiritual place to be renewed and lifted, we would love to welcome you. So let us share our welcoming blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Now center in to receive today's daily word.
Our word today is balance. With God, I live a life of balance. Work can be a fulfilling use of my talents and efforts. I may enjoy the challenge of growing in responsibility and using my ambition to accomplish great things. But if I work too much or for too long, my energy might start to wane and my thinking become dull and uninspired. Likewise, too much leisure time may rob me of motivation and pull me into a spiral of inactivity. Spiritual practices bring precious balance into my life. Through prayer, I touch eternity and feel the presence of God within. Through meditation, I focus my mind and feel calm and grounded. Through speaking affirmations, I claim divine ideas and act on inspiration. In gratitude, I find balance in God, the one presence and power in my life. And from Job chapter 31, verse 6, let me be weighed in a just balance, and let God know my integrity. Let me be in your stillness. Let me be in the very mind of God. Let me listen to your wisdom. Let me know Let me rest in your kindness. Let me rest in your loving arms. Let me feel you so I may know you. Make me one with you. Make me one with you.
As we center into this stillness, we might imagine deepening into wisdom, deepening into the roots of life, and soaring higher like trees reaching out our branches. And I invite you to imagine you're wandering through your life, going wherever your needs take you. And then one day you notice a particular road, a particular path. So you turn and you start down that road. And there are many other people on this road with you. Maybe they're jostling you a bit. And you feel compelled to continue forward. You encounter some obstacles, some challenges. But you persevere and you continue and you grow stronger. You gain wisdom. You gain awareness. And as you walk on this road, it becomes a little narrower. There's fewer people on this path with you. But you realize that you can reach out to your spirit guides, the non-physical beings who are aware of you, who care about you, who love you, your ancestors, your friends, your loved ones. There are other people on this path to support you and guide you. There's people who have walked this path before and they know the way. So you reach out and you ask and you're helped, you're supported and you're guided. And you continue and you feel compelled to go forward even though maybe the way is steeper now, more narrow, not as easy to traverse on this journey. But you're growing, your heart is expanding, your mind is expanding. You have a higher perspective, you can see further. You're confident in your skills and your abilities, you're confident in your guides, you're confident in your faith. So you continue, and ahead you see a gate. And the gate swings wide open for you. And this is the gate of enlightenment, the gate of awareness, the gate of becoming an awakened being. So you say, yes. Yes, I am willing. Yes, I am ready. Yes, I am trusting that whatever I need is provided. That whenever I reach out my arms, there's people to hold me up. Whenever I reach out a hand, there's someone to pull me forward, to help steady me, to help me with the balance. So as you continue, you feel more and more grounded. You feel more and more at one with all humanity, with all nature, with the whole world, with the whole universe. And you realize that everything is working in your favor, everything is working for your good. And you can look back and you can see the challenges and the obstacles, and you can see people who are still on the path. And you know that it is all working out for you to be right where you are today, to gain awareness of who you are, to learn from this journey. And then you realize that you can help others, that you are a light that is shining, that people can look to you for guidance, that when they ask, you're there, that you have words to speak to help them, that you have prayers, you have meditations, you have songs in your heart. And you realize that you're shining ever brighter, and that this light goes out to the whole world. And you join with many others on this path, physical and non-physical beings, angels, archangels, ancestors, all shining, radiating, bringing love, bringing compassion, bringing healing out into every corner, every nook and cranny, every dark place, illuminated with clarity, with joy, with the awareness of oneness. And so you say, thank you. I am grateful. I'm appreciating. I say yes to my duties and my responsibilities. And I take responsibility for my words and my actions in this world. And I know that whatever my journey involves, all that I need is available to me from the abundant, infinite, eternal, always available source. That my need is for greater depth of awareness, greater awareness of oneness. And that need leads to joy. That need leads to balance and clarity and harmony and the beauty of being present. You can just breathe in the beauty of nature, the love of this community, the music, the camaraderie of people who have walked this path before, who will walk this path after you, who are with you right now. As you feel your heart and your mind fill with love and light and compassion, you know that all is one and all is well. And you can rest in this knowing that when you are tired, when you're exhausted, when you need a break, you can practice your self-care and just relax, refresh. Let other people take the lead for a while. You can regain your strength. Take naps, take walks, listen to music. Enjoy animal friends, Enjoy looking at the water, sound of the rain. Being present as a human being, aware of our divine connection. And so we breathe in our love into this space, into our bodies, our lives, into this world. Returning to this moment. When you're ready, open your eyes, feel the joy. And now we speak the beautiful words of this version of the Aramaic Lord's Prayer. Together, beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. One desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen and yes.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments, and I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments, and I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments, and I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find God, I find myself.
Thank you, Keith Bivens. I love hearing you sing that song. Every time I hear it, I feel it through the depths of my being. And man, I find God in you, brother. So thank you so much. So in Unity, we talk about Jesus as our wayshower. And we also recognize that there are wayshowers in other traditions and in other religions. So what do we mean by a wayshower? We can think of a wayshower as someone who excels in their domain to the point that they create new pathways, they open boundaries, they create possibilities for other people to follow. They break new ground. And we can find wayshowers in all domains of life, in science, in business, in the arts, and sports. It's anybody who extends what is possible for us as human beings. And the Fillmores, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, co-founders of Unity, again, they talked about Jesus as our wayshower. And here's some quotes and paraphrases from some foundational Unity books that the Fillmores wrote. A wayshower is someone who realizes all that exists in the universal. Someone who awakens humanity to the possibilities of our own nature. Someone who realizes eternal life and universal consciousness. Someone who leads us to a greater realization of divine love. Someone who is a helper for all humanity. So I'm going to focus on spiritual wayshowers because we're in church, and that's our domain. So a spiritual wayshower is someone who has consciously chosen to provide guidance for humanity. So what do they show? They show us how to manifest our divinity during our human experience, how to align our humanity and our divinity. That's the job description of a spiritual wayshower. They show us how to reveal our divinity while experiencing our humanity. So to fulfill these duties properly, they have to get their personal selves in order. So what does that mean, to get your personal self in order? It means that the personal self is no longer in charge of running their lives. So they recognize that they are an eternal being connected with divinity, and that the personal self is in service to that nature, the divine nature. So in other words, they don't react from fear and loss and separation. They're able to respond from their awareness. They see the big picture. So wayshowers are not in it for glamour or prestige or power. They're not seeking acclaim or attention. There's a teacher I really liked to listen to. His name was Brother Chising. He was a Christian scholar and a Buddhist monk, and he used to say, Jesus didn't come to start a Jesus fan club. So again, they're not in it to point to themselves. They're in it to point the way for us to follow. They focus on being of service. They prepare, they study, they release attachments. They receive inspiration so that they can do what is theirs to do. So this is from the work of Nathaniel Newby. He is someone who has devoted his life to the field of spirituality. He's in his 60s now. He's living the life of a quiet mystic in southern Colorado, and I've been working with him for the past 3 years on his forthcoming book called Spiritual River Guide, a Handbook of Being. And you're the first group to hear this information. Yeah. So 5 ways of wayshowers. There could be more than 5 ways, but 5 is an effective number for beginning this conversation. Well, I can count on one hand. And also, these 5 ways hold true across all time, across all traditions. That's a big statement. I think it holds up. See what you think. And we'll go into each of these in a little detail. So Wayshowers consciously operate from being. They produce results. They're concerned with language and speaking. They act from and with wisdom and are considered wise. They reveal the stillness that underlies everything. So each of these could be a full talk on its own, more than one chapter in the book. And I'm happy to come back and talk about these some more. So let's talk about each of these points. First, they consciously operate from being. What do we mean by being? Being is the eternal, expressing as action and relationship in this universe. Being is the joy of existence. It's awareness of oneness. It's awareness of the eternal experiencing relationships. It's clarity. It's knowing that you have the capacity for great love. Wayshowers allow life to unfold organically from being. They don't force and control. They don't whine and complain. They accept what is as what is. And they respond not from ego-ness, but from beingness. So have you ever had those moments when everything just feels right? When everything feels connected? When everything feels wondrous and harmonious? When you know that there's nothing that you would change? When you know that you're loved and supported no matter what, then you're operating from being. Have you had those moments when you're just really happy to be alive, even when you're aware of the suffering and the loss and the sorrow, that you feel that you can embrace the full human experience and be happy about it? That you're here, you're learning, you're growing, you're aware, you're awake. When you're not bored and exhausted by doing, and when you're not burdened by having, then you're being. You're just being. And we can tell the difference between art that is performed, that is produced from a being state, and art that is produced from, some limited human effort or striving. I know over the past month you've been talking about the Beatles and had a series about the Beatles. And can you envision the state that John Lennon was in when he wrote Imagine? Can you just, what a great song that's performed so many times all over the world, globally. It's just embedded in our culture. We can tell the difference between art that's inspired and that which is just mechanical or derivative or rote. And that's why when you go to an art museum and you see the masterpieces and you can see the brush strokes and you can see the beingness that went into creating that art, it's different from looking at a, copy of it. Second, Wayshowers produce results. Why are we still talking about Jesus over 2,000 years after he walked the earth? Clearly, he had an effect. Producing results means being aware of the body, being aware of the physical. And this is in all traditions, Buddhism, Christian, pagan. They all have practices that concern the body and the physical world. So they incorporate the physical body into the ways of being. So the spiritual journey is not about getting rid of the body. It's not about getting out of here as soon as possible and ignoring the physical world. It's about incorporating the physical into the spiritual, incorporating it into a whole experience. So there's many different practices that you can do with the body. You can chant, you can do yoga, you can do centering prayer, you can walk the labyrinth, you can do Tai Chi. It's a matter of personal preference, whatever works for you. What's important is that we take effective action and we produce results. And when we produce results, we affect the space or the field. And we don't have to try to make this happen. It's just the nature of the universe. It's just the way that this universe is set up to work. When we do a centering prayer, when we get centered, we're affecting our sphere of operation. We're affecting the energy. So all awakened beings, whether they reach the level of Wayshower or not, have profound effects on our world. And this is why we can take heart, even in very tumultuous times, that all over the world there are people practicing who are taking action and producing results. And we're not alone in this. And we know that we are changing the space, we're changing the field, we're changing our sphere of operation with our conversations, with our words, with our music, with our prayers, with our meditations. So all over the world, inspired people are producing results. Third, Wayshowers are concerned with language and with speaking. All traditions communicate with language, otherwise we wouldn't remember the teachings. And in this work, language is action that coordinates action. We can coordinate action with gestures, with body language, with all kinds of symbols and facial expressions. So language can be nonverbal. Wayshowers are interested in language that is generative, language that creates something of value. They are aware that they are creating their world with their speaking. And so how does this work? Speaking affects the energy patterns in the field. And you know this because if you walk into a room where people have just been arguing, that energy feels very different than if you walk into that same room where people were laughing about a shared experience. And we have many stories in our culture of the silent mystic, the quiet guru. You can think of Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid or Yoda in Star Wars. And we have many historical stories and figures of Christian mystics and people who achieve mastery in many different traditions. When they're showing the way as a wayshower, they speak only when they have something of consequence to say. Just babbling, nonsense, banal, trivial, boring conversation, they dispense with that, unless they just want to have fun with it. But they are aware that everything they say affects the energy patterns, and profound words have more effect than, just any regular old talking. So fourth, Wayshowers act from and with wisdom and are considered wise. So how this works, Wayshowers see from the future. They don't just see into the future, they see from the future. They're aware of possibilities and the access to those possibilities. They're aware of obstacles and challenges. So wisdom is knowing what to do in the present to produce the desired effect in the future, especially when at present the way doesn't seem so clear or obvious. So wisdom, again, knowing what to do in the present, what actions to take presently to create the desired result in the future. And have you ever had that kind of experience where you knew what was right for you to do even when other people didn't understand you or didn't see it your way? And they might be saying, you're crazy to decline that opportunity, or you're crazy to accept that option. But over time, it's revealed that your choice was the right choice. So sometimes it takes time to reveal wisdom. Religions are wisdom traditions. There's a professor at the University of Toronto named John Vervaeke, and he says that he asks his students, what are their sources for data, for knowledge, for information? And they have long lists. Everybody has lots of sources for information, knowledge, data. Then he asks them, what are your sources for wisdom? And he says he gets a blank look. That's the role of church. That's the role of the spiritual community. We preserve and we extend humanity's wisdom. That's what we're here for. So we can honor the wisdom of all Wayshowers. regardless of the tradition. Fifth, Wayshowers reveal the stillness that underlies everything. Stillness is a function of dissolving the chaos, dissolving the distractions, dissolving the frantic characteristics of life. And of course, we access stillness through meditation, centering prayers, quieting the mind, releasing distractions. The Fillmores, co-founders of Unity, talked about the silence, capital S, the silence, same as the stillness. So Wayshowers are known for being calm, for being focused, and for not having much noise in their operating sphere. So how does all this apply to us? Well, I'm going to give you 3 ways. First, by seeing these common denominators, we can respect other traditions. So we can see that there's many avenues, many pathways that lead to the same place. We can see what is common across traditions. We can also kind of overcome the dogma. You know, instead of focusing on the teachers, we can focus on the teachings and transcend some of the dogma. And you might notice that not on this list of 5 ways of Wayshowers, what's not on the list, anything about dress, hairstyle, diet, dwellings. There's a lot of variety of expression. Several years ago, I went to the Parliament of the World's Religions when it was held in Toronto, and it was such a great experience. And it was so fascinating to see the variety of expression. So in some traditions, you know, they shave their head bald, even the women. In other traditions, the men never cut their hair, they never trim their beards. In some, they have elaborate robes. In others, they have very minimal styles of dress. And of course, there's a whole wide range of diets that people can choose from. So again, some of that is just a matter of personal preference, what works for you. There's many options, many pathways. But we, again, focus on what is common. So number 2, we can recognize Wayshowers by knowing how they operate, what action they take, what they reveal in this world. We can use our discernment. We can hone our discernment to say who is a Wayshower and who is not. And third, we can focus on these activities ourselves to progress on our spiritual journeys. And we can become more effective in this world as awakened beings. So we can consciously operate from being. One way to do that is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is an excellent way to connect with being. So again, what we want to do is be able to connect with being at will, not just like get there accidentally because you're looking at a beautiful scenery or hearing a little baby laugh, but be able to get there consciously. So again, practice gratitude. Some people journal, they take walks. There's, again, many different practices. But if you can find what brings you pure joy, if you can find what expands your heart, what expands your love and your compassion, and then practice that, recall it. Do it over and over again. Find that joy, that inner wisdom, that inner peace, so we can consciously connect with being. We can produce results. We can work with the body, make friends with the body. Again, the spiritual journey is not about divorcing yourself from your humanity. It's about embracing your humanity. So it's not about getting out of this world. It's about being in this world as a divine being, fully, wholly aware and awake. A lot of times nowadays, people talk about grinding. I hear that, I'm a sports fan, so I hear, we're going to grind. Well, okay, but that sort of striving, that effort. Have you noticed that for Wayshowers, they produce results with seemingly very little effort? Like they can produce great results without really acting like they're doing a whole lot. So again, it's not about grinding and striving. It's about connecting with being, finding out what's yours to do, finding your joy, just letting the results unfold organically, just natural. It happens naturally. We can be concerned with language and speaking, of course, the words that we speak, the conversations that we have. We can remember the wisdom of Disney. What was that? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. But also we can choose what to surround ourselves with, what to allow in our sphere of operation. Some of the most effective words I learned from a counselor when I was a young adult is, I'm unwilling. So that way it's not about, I don't have to defend or excuse or explain. I'm just unwilling to subject myself to this music or this conversation or this gossip, or just walk away. You might notice Wayshowers spend a lot of time by themselves in the quiet, in silence, for a reason. We can act from and with wisdom. We can cultivate wisdom, and there's basically two ways to cultivate wisdom. The first way is probably the hard way, and that is to have experiences, to try things, to learn, fall down, get up, hit obstacles, reflect. What did I learn? What could I have done differently? What could have gone better? What am I aware of now? That's one way. The second way is to consult our inner guidance. Again, get still. Practice meditation. Practice receiving. The divine guidance is always available, so we can tap into it. That's where you get the wisdom of children, right? Where they'll just come up with some amazing thing. Like, you haven't even lived very long. How do you know this? But it's just that trust of the inner guidance, that inner wisdom. And we can reveal the stillness that underlies everything. In the stillness, we find out who we really are. We find out what is ours to do. And again, Wayshowers know that everything they need to fulfill their duties and responsibilities is given. Ask and it is given. You're not going to be left hanging. We had the Summer Olympics a couple months ago. I don't know if you got to watch any of the Olympics, but you could see this with the athletes. Before they take their turn on their event, a lot of them, they close their eyes. They get centered, they get focused. You can really see this with the divers. If you watch any diving. The divers are not running around frantic, high-fiving, hopping around. They, before they execute their dive, they close their eyes. They're just really present. Sometimes they're even doing a handstand on the edge of the platform for what seems like forever, before they're ready to go. They're practicing that stillness. And we can learn from that example, taking action from that centered place. So when you start to get overwhelmed with all the big news and all the noise, all the volume of wants and needs and complaints, just know that there's people all over the world who are practicing these principles and who are walking this walk. And if you're looking for a spiritual home where you can ask questions and contemplate wisdom, Unity might be a place for you. And if you've been away for a while, know that we're here. We're here for you to listen, to pray with you, and to extend the possibilities for humanity. Extend the possibilities, what it means to be a human being. So this work is about widening the path so that more and more people can progress quickly on the spiritual journey. Again, so it's not about getting into the details of different dogma and different traditions, but what do we have in common? What's common across them all? What can we practice? What can we put into practice in our own lives to hasten our spiritual journey and to bond with others? Thank you.
time.
This is the time.
Let it shine. Let it shine.
Let it shine.
I'm living love every day.
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 I'm living peace along the way.
I'm living peace along the way.
I'm living love every day.
I'm living love every day.
Right place,
Right place,
right time.
right time.
Living love every day. I see the joy.
I see the joy.
I see the joy
I see the joy
in this world.
in this world.
In this
In
world.
this world.
I see the joy.
I see the joy.
I see the joy
I see the joy
in this world.
in this world.
In this
In
world.
this world.
This is the place.
This is the place.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Let it shine. Let it shine. Keith
Let it
Bivens.
shine.
I'm living love every day.
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 I'm spreading peace along the way.
I'm spreading peace along the way.
I'm living love every day.
I'm living love every day.
Right place,
Right place,
right time.
right time.
Living love every day. I am alive.
I am alive.
I am alive
I am alive
in this world.
in this world.
In this
In
world.
this world.
I am alive.
I am alive.
I am alive
I am alive
in this world.
in this world.
In this
In
world.
this world.
This is the place.
This is the place.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Let it shine. Let it shine.
Blessing, Patty and Keith, and we are light. And so let us affirm the abundance and the prosperity that we know is always available to us. Together, let us say our prayer. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Thank you, God. So we hope if you're watching us today, you'll find one of the 4 ways that you can give to this ministry as we share our light out into the world. There are 4 ways you can give. You can text GIVE to the phone number on your screen. You can click the donate button on the Sunday e-bulletin or the weekly newsletter. You can visit the website, bayareahouston.org, or of course you can mail a check and let the U.S. Postal Service bring it here. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for sharing who you are with this ministry. And let us bless the gifts we give and receive. Together, we celebrate divine abundance. We gratefully live, breathe, and experience abundance and generosity. Thank you, God, for the flow of resources through our ministry to bless the world. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We are grateful, blessed, and prosperous. Amen.
Please rise. Thank you again, Reverend Shirley. That was fantastic. We love having you here. We are singing in the light of God. 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 We are singing, oh, we are singing in the light of God. We are singing, oh, we are singing in the light of God. We are dancing 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 in the light of God. We are dancing, oh, we are dancing in the light of God. We are dancing, oh, we are dancing in the light of God. Let's live it. We are living in the light of God. 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 We are living, oh, we are living in the light of God. We are living, oh, we are living in the light of God. And together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, all is well. And have a happy Labor Day, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe and relaxed, and yay, God!